Good day and welcome to Aspure Multimedia Studio. My name is Felicity Jubu, and indeed it's our pleasure to have in our studio today a veteran journalist, a lawyer, a one-time managing director of the Nasarawa Broadcasting Service. He is Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Information and Tourism. He's Barrister Yusuf Musa. You're welcome, sir.
Good day, Nasarawa. Good day, Nigeria. Good day, Aspure. It's a blessed day.
It is a blessed day indeed. All right, sir. Drawing from your vast experience, how would you describe the role of media in the governance of the state?
Media is playing a very, very great role in the annals of Nasarawa State developmental project. One of the objectives of a media is to set objectives for whatever entity you are having, whether it is a governmental entity or social entity. The media is an agenda setter. So we appreciate what the media is doing in our state. They've been resolute, they've been very commendable, and in most cases, they've been partners in our developmental goals. Therefore, I want to say that the media in Nasarawa State is playing a very, very great role in first, agenda setting, two, holding the government in various levels, whether it is local government, whether it is the state government, accountable, and third is serving as an awareness vehicle that is a repository of releasing the information and collation of the feedbacks to transmit to the authority concerned, meaning that the three twin roles that I've explained or mentioned are what the media in Nasarawa State is doing. They are setting our agenda first. When we came to this state newly, the language at that time was that Nasarawa is a rural state, and therefore, how do you make it a rural state? How do you make it? How do you collect it to become a modern state where there are infrastructures? At the inception of the state in '96, there were no offices, there were no organized markets, there were no roads, whether it is the state capital, there are no streets. So that was how the state was. And the media was shouting, the state is a rural state. And so the leaders were challenged by the media to ensure that they do a transformation of the state, particularly the capital and the urban centers of the state, to become what they are today. If you take away, in the course of wanting to develop the state, as agendas were set by the media, if you take away government money out of the coffers, the media is there to highlight. I'm aware of a situation that even a certain ex-governor had to draw attention to the fact that a certain media organization highlighted and accused him of collecting constituency money for constituency project which he did not execute, but a certain media was disturbing him, and whether there is a way that we can do as a ministry to rent them in or maybe to close their mouth. But unfortunately, that organization persisted and insisted to the extent that the National Assembly member had no other way to go and do except to cover out the money and construct what he collected the money for. So the media has been holding our leaders accountable. The media has been setting agenda, and the media has been giving the state and the people very good reportage and the ability to also collate the feedback and transmit to the government.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So Nasarawa State has indeed come a long way. But then again, it may appear as though the advent of social media has negatively affected the integrity of information. Sir, what's your ministry doing to engender the responsible use of social media in the States?
Very critical question, and a very critical responsibility that we've been handling. Social media is the media output of the late 20 and this earliest part of the 21st century, that you have what you call the new media, social media, away from the traditional media of newspapering, broadcast on radio, broadcast on TV, and to the extent of what we're doing today, using social media handles, platforms to stream news. Now we're even going to the next level, which is podcasting. You have what you have today. And I think this is, I believe so strongly, that is the first outpost that is handling podcasting in Nasarawa State. So the social media has negatively impacted on our living and our lives. Also, and equally too, the social media has impacted positively to what is happening today. I want to tell you that just last month of December, precisely on the 5th of December, there was a National Council on Information meeting that was held in Kaduna. And a national council is where policies are discussed, policies are formulated, and policies are highlighted for implementation across the country. So the Council on Information met on the 5th of December in Kaduna. And it will interest you to note that our ministry, our submission that we made to the council, which was adopted and slated for implementation in the 2025 work plans of all ministries for information in the country, is having to do with setting an agenda, or if you like, rules for the social media in order to cover away from the ills that they are unleashing. One of the ills that they are unleashing is somebody can wake up in the morning and drop a story on Facebook or Twitter handle, if you like, or his group WhatsApp handle, and another person, without cross-checking the story and to establish the validity of it, will just also start distributing. And that small fake story can just spread. And people will believe. Do you understand?
Yes.
And so part of what we submitted to the council is to set standards, not laws per se. Because if you give governments the little leverage to set the law, to make it an enactment and a law, it means that government will take advantage of that and go far by trying to put some draconian rules in that law. So we try to run away from seeing that we encourage government to enact laws. But what we are doing is to have a self-regulation, a body of the social media content creators to regulate themselves. Do you understand?
Yes.
And ensure that there are some little ways of bringing those deviants, of those who misuse the platform of the social media, to book or to sanction them, so to say. And so this is one of the dangers we're having. This is one of the dangers we foresaw or were foreseeing, and that is the reason that informed the Ministry of Information in Nasarawa State to submit a memo to the National Council on Information to ensure that social media self-regulate themselves, and so that we can move away from the negative aspect of it. But the positive aspect is this which you are doing in this podcasting studio. Therefore, I believe that for us, Some of those aspects of the social media are very, very commendable and are something that government is partnering with. In my organization, Nasarawa State government assists a lot of these social media platforms that have been established. There are some of them that we even subvent, and we ensure that when we have a cause to advertise any government program or agenda, we patronize them like we patronize the traditional media.
That's impressive. So, I believe that Nasarawa State is blessed and it's both multi-tribal and cultural. In what way do you think culture impacts on the governance?
A lot of ways. The human being himself is a product of culture. If you look at our meaning of culture, culture is a totality of our ways of life. Do you understand? Yes. Whether it has to do with the way we talk, our tongue, the way we dress, the kind of food we eat, the kind of houses we sleep, and our kind of interactions, the festivals we have are all aspects of cultures. So culture has real meaning. In fact, in one parlance, it is established that a man without a culture is no man. It's like an animal. Do you understand? So culture is part of our living. It's a very strong thing that we hold so dear to our mind. Because of this, Nasarawa State government and its people appreciate our divergent culture for our strength. That is why even if you read the first stanza of the state anthem, it's talking about the diversity of our culture as our strength. Do you understand? It's something that we've agreed to collectively gather them and use them to positively impact on our people. Therefore, culture is a sine qua non to our existence in this state, and we so much encourage it, we so much invest in it, whether it is the food we eat, our various type of food, whether it is our housing styles, whether it is the kind of festivities we have. We try to ensure that we galvanize the people, we make the people to be aware of them, and we make the people to appreciate them as a mirror for development. We use culture in this state by the government of Nasarawa State as a mirror that determines the way we go and the way we get our aspirations fulfilled.
Right now, Nasarawa State appears to be a fast-growing state, and it's appearing to be transforming to the industrial hub of the North Central. So how can you describe Nasarawa State under the leadership of His Excellency, the governor of the state right now?
Nasarawa State is lucky to have a governor like Abdul Saleh, whose background is being an industrialist, being an independent person. He has never worked in government. He has never known government until he becomes the governor of the state. He lived his life in the industrial hub of the United States. And when he came back to Nigeria, he saw the way governance is. He saw the way the state is. And he decided that he must seek for this office in order to change the narrative of Nasarawa State. He saw how things were done, he saw how things were conducted, and he felt he was not satisfied. And so when he became the governor, one of his cardinal objectives that he would tell you every day is to industrialize this state. And towards this, he has been driving investment. People may pretend that they have not seen some of this investment drive germinate yet, but the plantation, whether you like it or not, is there. They have been planted. We have so many of these outfits. We have so many of such outfits, home and away, of this country, that are already in discussions. A lot of memorandum of understanding, MOU, have been signed to bring a lot of industries in the state. The state is in a good state to start. In terms of investment drive, we're on a good course, in a good hand of the governor. in order to achieve. He said most of the infrastructures that are being provided now, like the electricity and the decongestion of the Lafayette city by way of these underpass and overhead bridges we're constructing now, is to make life easy for investors to be in the state. So we're on course, we're in a good hand of Engineer ASU.
Thank you very much for coming to the show to be with us today. And it's a pleasure having you all the way. Like, we know that you have a lot of things to do, but you made out time to be here with us today. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.